This is Margin Machine, where we follow the money behind AI. Last year, American home sellers paid out roughly $100 billion in real estate commissions. $100 billion. For a service that AI can now replicate, in significant part, for under $300 a month. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how that math works, which platforms are capturing the switch, and who actually profits when the commission finally collapses. And here's the thing, the obvious answer, that sellers win, turns out to be only half the story. Welcome back to another price war. Let's set the table. You sell a $350,000 home, the median US sale price, roughly. The traditional commission is 6%. That's $21,000. Gone. Straight off the closing table before you see a dollar. That $21,000 gets split, typically half to your listing agent, half to the buyer's agent. So your agent collects around $10,500. For what, exactly? Listing photos. An MLS entry. Some email threads. Maybe a weekend open house. Now, to be fair, skilled agents do more than that. Negotiation, market reads, legal coordination. Real value exists. But here's the uncomfortable question the industry has avoided for 30 years, how much of that $21,000 is genuine expertise, and how much is just, monopoly friction? Because the moment you answer that question honestly, you start to see why a $100 billion industry is suddenly very, very nervous. And what makes this moment different from every earlier attempt to disrupt real estate is one specific thing that only changed recently. Here's what changed. Platforms like Opendoor, Knock, and more recently Rex and Listing AI have been chipping away for years. But the new generation is different. Tools like Elopo, Lofty, and the AI layer inside Compass are now doing something the earlier wave couldn't, they're replacing the conversation, not just the paperwork. AI models now handle lead qualification, automated showing scheduling, dynamic pricing analysis pulled from live comp data, and first draft offer letters, all in real time. Elopo's AI, for instance, reportedly contacts leads within 60 seconds and sustains multi-month nurture sequences without a human touching the thread. The listing side is further along than people realize. Platforms like AI Listing Pro generate MLS-ready descriptions, social ad copy, and SEO landing pages from a single address input. The cost? Around $49 to $99 per listing. Compare that to the $800 to $1,200 a traditional agent typically allocates from their commission for marketing. That's a 90% cost reduction on one line item alone. But here's the part nobody mentions, replacing the marketing isn't the scary part for agents. What's actually terrifying them is the next piece. If you saw our video on Adobe charges $600 a year and the $15 AI that replaced it, you already know where this is going. The real disruption isn't one tool. It's a stack. Here's what a serious for sale by owner seller is running in 2025. Flat fee MLS listing service, around $299 to $399 one time, gets you on Zillow, Realtor.com, the works. AI pricing tool like House Canary or PropStream, roughly $99 per month, pulls comps, flags price anchors, runs neighborhood velocity data. AI contract review layer, platforms like Spellbook or Lexi adapted for real estate, around $49 to $79 per month. Automated showing coordination via AI scheduling tools, free to $29 per month. Total monthly burn, somewhere between $150 and $299, plus a one-time listing fee under $400. On a $350,000 sale, you're spending maybe $800 total. Versus $21,000 at 6%. That's a $20,200 difference, real money that stays in the seller's pocket. So here's the question I want you to answer honestly in the comments: would you trust an AI stack to negotiate the biggest financial transaction of your life? Because the answer to that question is exactly where the industry's fault line runs. Now, here's where everyone gets it wrong. Most people covering this story frame it as AI versus agents. That's not quite the right lens. The real accelerant was legal, not technological. In March 2024, the National Association of Realtors settled a landmark antitrust lawsuit for $418 million. The settlement effectively decoupled buyers' agent compensation from seller-paid commissions. Mandatory cooperation rules, the mechanism that kept the 6% norm locked in place for decades, were dismantled. For the first time, buyers and sellers negotiate agent fees independently. That structural change didn't just crack the commission. It created the opening AI needed to step into. Because when buyers now have to consciously agree to pay their own agent, and that agent's value proposition is suddenly visible and negotiable, a lot of them are asking, wait, what exactly am I paying for? And that question, asked at scale, is the best sales pitch AI tools never had to make. The industry doesn't have a technology problem. It has a math problem. And the math just got a lot harder to ignore. But the plot twist, and there always is one, is about who actually captures the profit from all this disruption. This is where the money trail gets interesting. The sellers don't capture all of it, not even close. The platforms do. Think about the architecture here. Zillow charges agents for premier agent leads, reportedly $20 to $60 per lead depending on market. As traditional agents thin out, Zillow is quietly repositioning as the transaction layer itself. Their Zillow Home Loans product generates mortgage origination fees. Showing Time, which Zillow owns, monetizes scheduling data. They see every showing, every price drop, every days on market number before anyone else does. That's an information asset worth more than any commission. Meanwhile, PropTech investors poured reportedly over $9 billion into real estate AI companies between 2022 and 2024. CoStar Group, the commercial real estate data giant, acquired Homes.com and has been spending over $1 billion annually to challenge Zillow directly with AI-native search. The incumbents aren't dying. They're repositioning. And the real estate agent in the middle, the one who used to be the information gatekeeper, is being quietly removed from the transaction. Not by AI alone. By AI plus a legal ruling plus a platform war that started before most agents realized the game had changed. We follow the money here every week. Subscribe so you don't miss the next trail. So let's close the loop on the numbers, because that's why you're here. Traditional route on a $350,000 home, $21,000 in commission, split across 2 agents. AI-assisted FSBO stack, roughly $800 to $1,200 all in. Savings to the seller, up to $19,800, or more than 5% of the sale price. At scale, the NR estimates roughly 5 million existing homes sell annually in the US. Even if just 10% of sellers shift to low-commission or AI-assisted models, that's $10 billion in commission rerouted in a single year. Some of it stays with sellers. But a meaningful chunk flows to the platforms, Zillow, CoStar, the flat-fee MLS networks, the AI tool subscriptions. The disruption isn't destroying the money. It's redirecting it. And the company's position that the new transaction choke points are going to collect rent on every deal whether an agent is involved or not. That's the pattern. It showed up in stock photos. It showed up in translation. It's showing up here. The question is always the same, when an incumbent's pricing power collapses, where does the margin go? In real estate, the answer is becoming very clear, very fast. But here's the one thread we didn't pull. The buyer's agent, the one who now has to justify their fee directly to a buyer who can already see every comp, every disclosure, and every price history on their phone, how long before AI handles buyer representation entirely, and what does a fully AI brokered transaction even look like legally? If you want to know which startup is already running AI-only buyer representation, and what happened the first time one tried to close escrow without a licensed human in the loop, click the video on your screen right now.